There's no gravity that sucked me in your orbit. There's no magnet that was in your heart. The one restriction was the friction that was keeping us a little too far apart. Well, why fight it? I was secretly delighted. I gave chase and then I let you win. You felt lovely when you loved me like a fool, but now I can't let go of your skin. You know that I never knew that you are crazy glue, my darling, and I'm stuck to you, but I'm cozy and I don't wanna wiggle loose.
Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if this is the first video of mine that you're watching. What you're about to watch is a tour of my classroom. This is something that a lot of you have been wanting to see. I know that I have posted pictures here and there of what maybe a section of my classroom looks like, but a lot of you wanted to see a complete tour, so I definitely wanted to do that. And this was really my last opportunity that I had to film it, because right after I filmed my classroom tour this morning, I took everything off of my walls because my kiddos start state testing this week and I couldn't have anything up with a number or letter. So I had to take pretty much everything down. So I don't plan on putting a lot of it back up, just because once state testing is over, we don't have that much school left. So really this was my last chance that I had to film this classroom tour. A couple things I want to say before you watch the tour, just so you know a little bit of the background. If you haven't watched any of my videos, then you may not know I am a first year teacher, so this was my very first time to ever set up a classroom. So things don't maybe look exactly like how I would have wanted, but like I said, it was my first year, so I never set up a classroom before. I've learned a little bit about what I need in a classroom and what I don't, and so I will, make some changes next year, but this is just what it looked like this year. I say that I teach at more of a middle school. I teach at an intermediate school, but we function like a middle school, which means I rotate and I teach multiple sections of 5th grade English every day. So my classroom might look a little different than like an elementary classroom, just because I have groups of students in and out of my room throughout the day instead of just one class. So my needs might be a little different than the needs of an elementary school teacher. So I just teach ELA, English Language Arts, which means that all of the things around my room, all of the posters, things like that, have to do with ELA. So if you don't see anything for math or science or social studies, that's why I am a strictly ELA classroom. Really, what I want to say is it is currently April, and so things do not look as nice and neat in my classroom as they did in August. I probably should have filmed this in August when things looked like freshly put up and everything was nice and neat and things weren't ripped and destroyed, but this is real life, and this is what my classroom looks like in April toward the end of the year. Just like the things I had on my wall, just from like wear and tear and the students walking past them, and things like that, they just don't look very nice anymore, but that's just kind of how it goes. So anyway, I hope that you guys enjoy seeing my classroom, and if you have any questions about where I got anything or what I have in my classroom or why I don't have something, feel free to leave them down below and I will answer you in the comments. I hope you enjoy my classroom tour, and here we go. Hey guys, welcome to my 5th grade classroom. So first I will just give you a general overview of what my room looks like. So we're starting at the door, and then I will just kind of pan you around so you can just see all together what my room looks like, and then I'll take you section by section. So there's just an overview of what my classroom looks like. Starting over by the door, we have a few things. A clock, obviously, that's pretty standard in a classroom. This is also where I keep my calendar. I was going to say I was actually on the right month, but no, it was April when I filmed this. My calendar's never correct. And I'm missing number 13, which is really bugging me, but there's nothing I can do about it. I have this that came also with the calendar. It came in like a set. I used my silhouette to put letters that say 5th grade news, and this is just where I put any reminders of upcoming quizzes or events. They see it as they walk out the door, so it's a perfect spot for a last minute reminder. You will notice those task cards around the room. That's not something that's always there. My students just happen to be working on those, so I had to leave them up. This is a bathroom log. It's a QR code that they can scan on their phone and fill out a survey of what time they went and what time that they got back. I have my passes. So I made this with my silhouette also, so it just says leaving class, take a pass, and I just use clothespins, and they work really nicely because I just clip them to the shirt. I just feel like it's a little more sanitary, but I did have a girls one, and just recently it went MIA, unfortunately. This is also where I keep like Kleenex and tissues on this table that I actually painted. It was an old desk of mine. It used to be brown, but I painted it black and white chevron to match my classroom. I use these Sterlite drawers to have students turn in work. I like these much better than trays. They are just really organized, and I just prefer them over some of the other methods that you can use. These are 2 containers that hold notebooks and folders for my elective, my care classes, my remediation classes. Then I have the student cubbies and lockers. These are for my homeroom class. They keep their backpacks and just their things. They are terribly messy, but this is real teacher life right here. And I didn't realize how weird they were until I filmed this, because I found this like, what even is this? Why do you have this, kid? I don't understand. I don't even know what it is. But actually, the day after I filmed this, I made them clean their cubbies, and they look much better now. I wish that they would have looked like that when I filmed this, but hey, this is real life. This is what kids do. They are messy. I have their lockers numbered, and it corresponds to a cubby number, so they get a cubby and a locker. And then above there, I have my Is It Bullying poster, which is just something that we're required to have in our classroom. Then probably one of my favorite things, these alphabet posters from Miss Fifth. They go through the entire alphabet, and I have the ones for ELA since that's what I teach, but she also has some for math. And then not an entire alphabet, but she does have some words that are science vocab. So if you taught all subjects, then you could mix and match. If you just taught math, you could do the math ones. But I love these. They're good for reference. The kids can refer to them if they can't remember what a word means, and they just look really cute also. So then at the end, I just had these letters that say fanboys, because this year we worked a lot on coordinating conjunctions and compound sentences. So for, and, nor, but, or, yet, so. And that's the acronym that they use to remember them, fanboys. And they really like it. It worked really well. I have a TV that I use to share everything with my students. I don't have a smart board or anything, so I use that for videos and PowerPoints and everything. A learn sign from the Target Dollar Spot, an oil diffuser, and some of my markers that I like to use on the whiteboard. Just that thing that I can clip notes that I want to remember to go over. I have a filing cabinet. I don't like to use this for my stuff. I just don't like filing cabinets that much. So I have my different classes keep their interactive notebooks. So I have a drawer for each of my classes, and they just keep their interactive notebooks in there, and it's really easy because they're not out everywhere. And I like that they're contained to a drawer because they can get messy. I have some popsicle sticks up by the front, since this is if I'm teaching and I'm at the whiteboard. I can pull names if I want to pull names randomly. Then we have my whiteboard. I just have some work hard, be kind letters up at the top. And I really like this because it's really long. There's a lot of space here, which is nice. I have this banner that says Anchor, and so this is where I put any of the anchor charts that go with what we're currently working on. We happen to be working on text-based evidence, so I had an anchor chart up at the moment. This was to help them with their state writing test that they took. So I have that anchor chart, and then actually right before that we were working on plot, and I still had some people that were trying to remember the different elements of a plot, so I just kept that up there for them. And then underneath my whiteboard, I have these non-negotiables in our classroom posters, which I love. I can't remember where I got these from. I printed them at the beginning of the year. This is like one of the first things I put up in my classroom. Some of them are kind of falling down, but I really like them. And like I said, I have letters that I made on my silhouette that say, work hard, be kind, which is kind of my class motto. If you can do that, then you'll pretty much stay out of trouble. So then on the other side of my whiteboard, I just have like a typical whiteboard protocol, things that I have to have on my whiteboard. So I have a banner that says focus, and then I put the date, and then I just put out the agenda. That way students know what we're going to be doing that day. And then if they have homework, I'll write it there. And then I have this is just something I have to have posted every single day, overarching concept, our essential question, and focus question. And then I just have these that's our opening routine, what they need to do when they first come into the classroom. And then just like wood block from the Target Dollar Spot. This is our daily schedule, just some times so that students don't ask me and also that I remember what time I dismiss each class. I have this table at the very back. Oh, flags. American flag, Oklahoma State flag. I have this table with just some flexible seating options if groups want to go back there and work. So I have 2 exercise balls and then just kind of like a comfy chair. So this is just a nice place to go and have students work. And usually I will only put groups back there if they're working really quietly. I kind of use it as an incentive because people love to sit back there. So this is the view from the front. So I have my desks grouped in 4 groups of 7 because I have 28 desks altogether. And then I just have caddies on them so that I remember which group is what. And I used to have them in groups of 4, and just recently I actually switched them to this setup, which actually works really nice. And these are the caddies that I got at the beginning of the year from the Target Dollar Spot. They work really nice to like pass out materials. But usually I keep like a pack of like markers and some scissors in there, but at this time I didn't have any in there. So that's what it looks like if I'm standing at the front of my classroom. Then I just have a cabinet on the side right there, that filing. Oh, this is my window. I have a really awesome spot where all of the trash collects outside of my window. It's a very beautiful view, but I do get to see the playground, which is kind of cool. This filing folder thing right there, I don't think I showed it, but I just keep like counselor passes and just different passes and forms that the students might need. I have a class rules poster and a classroom helpers poster, and I just filled it in with letters for my silhouette. So be respectful, be us. I can't read that fast, but you can see what it says. That I'm through, what can I do? So that students don't ask me what to do if they finish early. That's one of my pet peeves. Don't ask me what to do, just look at the board. Task cards for early finishers. And then it goes into my bookshelf, which I really like this part of my room. I like how colorful it is. So I just have some signs from the Target Dollar Spot, some marquee letters that spell read, a poster with our high fives. Those are our school-wide expectations, and I had my homeroom students make that at the beginning of the year. They wrote how they could follow one of the high fives on their hand. I have a picture from when I was student teaching, just a thing that my students have brought to me, like that little turtle was from a student. Classroom library, I wish I could say that my books were organized in a certain way, but they are not. I see these amazing classroom libraries and they're all like really organized and labeled, and mine is not. And a big reason is I did not have about 80% of these books when I started this year. It was my first year to teach, so I had maybe 10 or 12 books. And these are all books that I purchased this year for my classroom, so I don't really have them organized in any certain way. I just kind of put them wherever, but next year I hope to have more of an organized classroom library. If you have any tips for the best way to organize a classroom library for like more of like a middle school, let me know because I definitely need to know. And sometimes my students will put them like color coordinated, I noticed, but I didn't do that. They just do that on their own. And then I have just some extra markers and colored pencils, and I like to keep them organized by color because if I don't, a student will stand forever trying to figure out what color they need. So it's just nice if they need a blue, they know exactly where to go. What else do I have? I have dictionaries, some textbooks, a little sign that says room C2, and a pencil, 2 sets of Jenga because we were playing that for a test prep review. And then over here I have my fish, or our classroom pet fish. His name is Einstein. He is a betta fish. And that is his tank, and the kids love him. If you want a class pet, but you want something that's low maintenance, I recommend getting a betta fish because they're pretty easy, and the kids like the responsibility of like getting to feed it, and it's just kind of nice for them to have something like that. And for my kiddos that get anxious, they like to just kind of go over there and watch the tank, and it kind of calms them down, which is nice. This is my bulletin board. I just used some black burlap around it and these banners that say write and read. I got the banners from the Target Dollar Spot, and then I just put some stickers on there to spell out write and read. I have these posters that I made that have the 12 power words. If you use those in your school and you're interested in these, I actually made these and I can put them on Teachers Pay Teachers if anyone's interested. But those are just the 12 power words and I use them a lot in my classroom. And then I also made these posters. These are the text structures that we were learning about and we used them a lot this year, so I just kept them up there for reference. And then this is the reading strategy that we used, Hit the Quad. So I got those from Teaching and So Forth on Teachers Pay Teachers. I have a banner that just says my name. And then right below it, I used to keep student drawings, but I started taking things down because they were about to start testing. This is my desk. It's pretty simple, nothing special. My sound system. So computer, water, hand sanitizer that only I can use. I keep a separate one for myself. And just, I don't know, teacher things, nothing super special. I have this black organizer to put pins and file folders and this desk pad from Erin Condren, which I love. And that's pretty much it for my desk. I always see really super elaborate teacher desks on Pinterest, but I don't have one of those, and I'm hardly ever at my desk, so I don't know, I don't have much there. Pencil sharpener, a lamp, some cute jars. This is a desk where I will, if students are having a hard time focusing, I'll make them go sit over there away from the group, which I don't like to do, but sometimes it's necessary. A What Stuck With You Today board where they can write answer whatever the exit ticket question is and stick it on there. I have my Instagram board, which is completely falling apart. Right here is where the students line up. So just walking back and forth just has kind of messed this up. But I have pictures of my homeroom kiddos on there. So I thought it looked really cute. I actually made that at the beginning of the year. And I think that is all. So once again, I will just kind of give you an overview of my classroom. If I missed anything or you have any questions about anything, just let me know. I tried to go over everything, but it was going a little fast, so I don't know if I mentioned where everything was from. But if you do have a question, then just let me know. So this is the tour of my 5th grade classroom. I hope that you guys enjoyed, and thank you so much for watching. Bye!